Well, I'm here in the Oranmore rehearsal rooms today with Mary Jones from Belfast, who is the writer of our first play, Fly Me to the Moon. And I'm delighted to have Mary here because I first got to know her many years ago when she was running Sharabang Theatre and brought them over on a number of occasions to Mayfest. Mary, it's lovely to have you back in Glasgow.
You too again, Dave. It's been a long time.
Too long.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got you now.
Very strong memories that I'll never forget. Because in a sense, for me, that was our first theatre company. It was our first outing. So you can never forget those times. They're just amazing.
And you've had a stellar career. I've watched it and admired it from afar, and in fact seen a number of your works. Of course, Women on the Verge of HRT was a huge hit in Glasgow.
Certainly, yes. I think I performed it myself.
Did you?
Yes, I did. It was the first time round. I performed in the play, and then somebody else took over after that.
Right. And Stones in His Pockets.
Yes.
I bumped into Andy Gray the other day.
Oh, right, he did it.
He had fond memories of performing it, yeah. But the new play, tell us a wee bit about that.
Well, this one, about a year and a half ago, Katie, one of the actresses in the play, and another actress called Lynn O'Neill, they said, you know, we'd love to do something. They were just wonderful actresses. They don't get a lot of work. It was the same the reason Sharabang started. You know, there wasn't enough work for women of their age or in their 30s, and it's exactly how we started. So I felt a kind of an affinity. You know, I understood that situation. So I said, like, let's all go away somewhere in this wonderful writers' retreat in Anna-Macarrick in Monaghan. Let's all go down for the weekend. Get a couple of
Anna-Macarrick. Yes. Is that not Tyrone Guthrie's
Tyrone Guthrie Centre. Yeah, oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
So we piled down there, the three of us, and got a couple of bottles of wine, as you do, and we started to talk about the situation. And all of us were kind of had first-hand experience of it. Katie's father at that time was being cared for at home. My mother's in a nursing home, or sorry, Lynn's father. My mother's in a nursing home. So we all knew this situation,
caring for the elderly,
and so we came up with this kind of bizarre, and we also know how difficult it is and how badly they're paid, and it's mostly just ordinary women that we can relate to that from our own community. And we thought, well, there's a great idea. So we talked through the idea and just got more bizarre and more bizarre, but you know,
and
it
comic.
Could be comic. But these women are hilarious. I mean, we laughed all weekend, cried with laughing. I said, why are we crying so much about a man dying? But anyway, that's I think that's the Celts for you. There's no tragedy unless there's a funeral or a death. Or there's no humour unless there's a tragedy. So then I sort of put a synopsis together when I came back home, and didn't think of it again until obviously you contacted me, and then I talked to George and James, and I thought, well, what am I going to do for an hour-long play? And I was sitting in the garden one day and I went, Fly Me to the Moon, of course. waiting for somebody to come along and do it. That's all we were waiting for. So that's how it happened, and here I am.
Well, I'm so pleased that you are. It's going on a great tour too.
Yes,
and going to Dublin, and I feel confident that we'll get it to Belfast.
Oh, we have to get it to Belfast.
In the spring.
Definitely.
Tell me, Mary, about other things that you have in the pipeline just now.
Well, at the moment, I have in the Grand Opera House in Belfast a play, it's a musical called Dancing Shoes, and it's the life of George Best. I've been working on that for about 2 years, co-written with Martin Lynch, and a guy from Glasgow called J.J. Gilmore, Jinky Gilmore, and another musician called Pat Gribben. So they wrote the lyrics and the music, and Martin and I wrote the script. We were about 2 years in the making of it, and it has just been unbelievable. Fantastic. We ran for 3 weeks in the Opera House, completely so. It's just a great story, and we worked so well. We have a fantastic cast, and we've now had to extend 3 more nights, and it was sold out like 48 hours. We couldn't believe it, because it was a risk to do. George Best, I mean, he's a national icon. People love him. But you know, he's such a dramatic, colourful life. Yeah. So we just had to get it right. I think we've got it right. I think we got it right in the end, because Martin and I just immersed ourselves in his life the last year, and the family are happy, and you know, it's warts and all, but it's, you know, it's deep down, it's a kind of a community celebration.
Yeah.
You almost feel like it's a community bid for Belfast to be proud of itself or something. And so
I had a very
that.
similar experience in 1988. The Celtic Football Club
Yes.
asked me to do the Celtic story.
Oh, for goodness sake,
And we
yeah.
did it at the pavilion, and we did sort of concentrate on the supporters
Yes.
rather than the
Yes.
goals. And it's great to work in that area
Yes.
of an intensely popular culture. Fantastic thing.
You know it is, and people just are just raving about it. And so hopefully we'll get it over to Glasgow and Manchester, of course, where he was like.
You must bring it to Glasgow.
Yeah, well, we will do. But we never knew how it was going to go, so we just have to wait until the dust settles and we finish on Wednesday night.
Are they writing things
Well, I'm actually doing the screenplay of Stones in His Pockets.
Are you?
Yes. I never wanted to do that, but you know, after pressure for a long time, somebody else tried and it didn't work
So
to do the screenplay.
you
So
can
now
do it yourself.
I'm going to do. Well, I'm on like the last draft, and it's being supported by Northern Ireland Screen.
Oh, good.
So I'm off to Almacarrick again. My family say I only go for a holiday and drink wine. Well, that's how all the best work happens, isn't it? Laving your feet up with a bottle of Pinot Grigio, all the best ideas come.
And then you're still doing a bit of acting, man.
Yeah, I have. Well, I actually did Woman on the Verge of HRT last year in the Opera House.
Right.
They're the shows that you bring, as you know, they're the shows you can bring back again and again, like November, Woman on the Verge of HRT. And I think Belfast, certainly, and Dublin. Well, Women on the Verge of HRT you can do anywhere because they're everywhere. And as a critic once said, women on the verge of HRT are like the poor, they will always be with us. So every time you do, there's a new generation of women on the verge of HRT. So it never dates. So I performed that last year, but I prefer just to sit down and write. Yes.
Well, I want to tell you that Mary Jones sitting down and writing is one of the best things that ever happened because she has written a fabulous comedy to open our season, Fly Me to the Moon. A dark comedy.
Yes.
And I'm very grateful to you, and
Thank you
please
very
come
much.
and see it.
Thank you. Thank you.